Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Nanny Faye Chrisley gives big living conditions changes. Nanny Faye Chrisley is giving a big living condition change update. Her life has been turned upside down over the last several years regarding her health and her son's incarceration. So, what is next for the beloved grandmother? Keep reading for more details. Nanny Faye Chrisley shares big changes ahead. Chrisley knows best. Fans have adored Nanny Faye Chrisley for years. She is quirky, can tell it like it is, and makes everyone laugh. Nanny has not a care in the world, and that is just fine with her. More so, she loves to get into good trouble with those around her, especially her family, which has been amazing to watch. Unfortunately, her health took a hit when she was diagnosed with bladder cancer. She credited her daughter-in-law, Julie Chrisley, with helping her get through the darkest of days. Then, both Julie and Todd Chrisley were sentenced to a collective 19 years behind bars. Luckily, Faye shared her cancer was in remission and she was going to be fine. She has been spending time with her grandchildren and even visited her son, Todd, in Florida for Thanksgiving 2023. They had never been apart for the holiday, so she would not miss seeing him even if he was incarcerated. Plus, she had friends who were excited to see her in Florida, so it was two birds with one stone. Though she missed her son, Faye still had her beloved pup Miley. Sadly, Miley just passed away and everyone was wrecked for Nanny. Now, she is sharing major life changes. On the latest episode of Lindsay Chrisley's Southern Tea podcast, Nanny Faye shared she had sold her home. There was talk about how she had privately sold her Worcester home earlier this year. Lindsay recently sold the home she moved into after her divorce, so she can relate to the moving on part and letting go of the memories. Nanny also delved into the loss of Miley and how hard that has been for her. Fans love the bond. Lindsay Chrisley and her sister, Savannah Chrisley, are estranged with a lot of bad blood. So fans were thrilled to see her and Nanny Faye Chrisley still thick as thieves. Moreover, they just love Nanny as she is pure sunshine. There was always something charmingly southern and spunky about Nanny Faye Chrisley, but this time, she wasn't making headlines for gambling wins or sassy one-liners. She was shaking up her whole life, one floral wallpaper roll at a time. With Todd and Julie behind bars, and the Chrisley empire experiencing more turbulence than a hurricane over Nashville, Nanny Faye decided it was time to reclaim control, not just of her spirit, but of her living space. At 80-something years young, she was over the outdated chandeliers, the heavy drapes that blocked out her beloved sunshine, and the cold silence that had seeped into the corners of the Chrisley mansion like a stubborn draft. "I've been living in a mausoleum, sugar," Nanny Faye told Southern Belle Living magazine in an exclusive feature. "And I ain't dead yet, honey." The big change began with a decision that sent shockwaves through the remaining Chrisley household. Nanny Faye was leaving the mansion. Not in scandal, not in sadness, but in sweet liberation. She was moving into a sprawling yet cozy cottage in Franklin, Tennessee, surrounded by crepe myrtles, azaleas, and neighbors who didn't mind if she shouted at her TV during Wheel of Fortune. Her new home was far from modest. While smaller than the Chrisley estate, the cottage was laced with modern upgrades, a vibrant southern aesthetic, and even a state-of-the-art kitchen she proudly dubbed her new battlefield. Nanny Faye was known for her biscuits, and now she had the space and silence to perfect them. "I've got air fryers, crock pots, and a bread machine that could raise the dead," she joked on a TikTok she made with granddaughter Savannah. "This ain't your Mima's kitchen. This is a southern laboratory of love." But it wasn't just about kitchens and curtains. The new living conditions symbolized something deeper: independence. For years, Nanny Faye had quietly lived under the bright, often suffocating, spotlight of the Chrisley family brand. Though her mischievous charm made her a fan favorite, she often played second fiddle to the dramatic arcs of Todd's flamboyant leadership or Julie's maternal stoicism. First up was designing her home exactly how she wanted. Gone were the beige and gray tones of Chrisley chic. Nanny Faye painted her living room a buttery yellow, installed a mint green clawfoot tub in her bathroom, and ordered custom throw pillows embroidered with her favorite quotes like, "Mind your biscuits and life will be gravy." She even turned the garage into a hobby den complete with poker tables, bird-watching binoculars, and a miniature bar cart with enough bourbon to make Kentucky proud. She also added an emergency phone booth, a pink rotary phone on the wall solely designated for rants to her incarcerated son Todd. "I call it the bless your heart line," she said with a wink. The most drastic change came in the form of her new roommate, Pickles, a sprightly rescue chihuahua with more attitude than a Bravo reunion special. Nanny Faye and Pickles quickly became inseparable. The little dog accompanied her to the farmer's market, rode shotgun during Dairy Queen runs, and even wore a rhinestone collar that spelled Nanny's Ride or Die. "I may not have Todd to holler at every day," she laughed, "but Pickles barks back when I sass her. It's perfect." Yet, with all the fun, Nanny Faye didn't forget her deeper mission. She had begun hosting weekly sip and spill evenings, tea for the ladies and sweet tea vodka for the brave. Women from all walks of life gathered to talk, cry, laugh, and listen. Nanny Faye became something of a matriarchal guru to the group, offering life lessons that danced between hilarious and profound. "You don't wait until life calms down to start living," she told the group one night. "You start living so life has to calm down to catch up with you." Savannah Chrisley, who had taken on the de facto role of guardian of the family legacy, tearfully admitted during her podcast that watching Nanny Faye blossom had been one of the few joys of the past year. "She's proving that you don't need to stay stuck in the past or trapped in other people's mess. She's got this light now, and honestly, it's contagious," Savannah said. "We all want what she has: freedom, courage, and a lot of charm." Fans online were quick to rally behind the Southern Queen's transformation. The hashtag NannyFayeGlow trended after her first Instagram reel tour of the new home, where she wore a lavender housecoat and roller skated down her hallway with Pickles in a baby Bjorn. Todd, reportedly, was amused but proud. A source close to the family revealed that Nanny Faye had sent Todd handwritten letters with Polaroid photos of her new wallpaper and kitchen gadgets, scribbled with captions like, "You'd hate this, but I love it." "She's creating a world that's hers, and hers alone," the source said. "For the first time in years, she's not just surviving, she's thriving." Perhaps the most poetic touch to her new life was the bench she placed in her front yard. It faced the sunrise, surrounded by roses, and engraved with a phrase only she could deliver with equal parts humor and heart. "The sun still shines, even after a Chrisley storm." As neighbors passed by, often greeted with a wave and a freshly baked scone, they couldn't help but marvel at the indomitable Nanny Faye Chrisley. Proof that you're never too old to change your life, paint your porch coral pink, or teach a chihuahua to dance. Because when the world gets dark, Nanny Faye doesn't wait for someone else to turn on the light. She installs a glitter chandelier and flips the switch herself.